everybody. It's your girl Dominique.
And I'm Andrea.
And we are on demand. And this is episode 3.
We done got through not 1, not 2, but this is our 3rd episode of season 2. We are so excited that y'all decided to join us.
Yes, we are. And the first thing we want to touch on
Is
the Lions.
Okay. Go Blue!
Go Blue! So, as some of you may know who is from the Detroit area for a long time now, the Lions used to
Stinkers.
bad, okay?
Oof.
And nobody really cared about buying tickets, going to a game, tailgating, hanging out in the downtown Detroit area. But all of that has changed.
So dramatically.
The Lions, they really started last year, but this year they are putting Detroit on the map. Now, I'm not a big football girly, and my girl Andrea is not a big football girly, but we have been hearing some things about those Lions, and what we do know is that they are winning way more than they are losing.
Get with the winning team.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I got to say.
It's a strong possibility that they may play in the Super Bowl.
I'm going to call it. They're going to the Super Bowl.
And we're going to the Super Bowl.
We're going, and we're going to call it.
I'll take some nosebleeds.
Damn good.
I'll take some nosebleeds. What about you?
Yes, ma'am. Hey, whatever we got to do to get in the building. We want to support our Lions. Go Blue.
We do. We're so proud of you. Yeah. How do you feel about the city at this point?
I feel like there is so much patriotism, right? There's so much Go Blue. There's so much Go Lions. And I feel like Lions fans are true diehard fans anyway, because they was with them. They were with them when they weren't doing anything. And now that we're actually on the map, man, the pride is out of this world. Downtown is going crazy.
Downtown, so I'm currently residing in the downtown area.
Love where you reside.
And when I tell you the traffic on a game day,
insanity.
Crazy. Like, the tailgating is to another level at this point. You have a group of tailgating people that will take up a whole parking lot. They could park 100 people. That's how deep and serious the Lions have the Detroiters. And I couldn't be more proud.
Honestly, and I feel like that helps drive up the economy too. It's like they're visiting restaurants down here. They are pre-gaming at these restaurants. They're doing a lot of stuff that really is stimulating the economy with this. So it's like, you know, a win is a win. I mean, I feel like we're winning all across the board. I feel like the downtown has been so beautifully like gentrified, and like everything is like everybody feels comfortable being out there.
The downtown area was slapping Thanksgiving morning a few weeks ago.
Oh, it sure was.
For the parade, and then there was a Lions game. So shout out to the city of Detroit, period. I always like to give my flowers to Dan Gilbert, because I feel like that man came here despite what anybody thinks.
Yes. And
he put his blood, sweat, and tears into a city that only needed a little bit of love.
Amen.
While he had a sick son. So shout out to you, Dan Gilbert. You're making the city fun again. You're making it very festive. We love the team. We love what you're doing. Shout out to Lions. We love you. I'm excited. I got a question for my friend though.
Okay.
How would it make you feel if we actually win a Super Bowl? Like Michigan, Detroit, the Lions.
I mean, I feel like everybody from Detroit already has this like heightened sense of pride. Like everybody from here knows they're a celebrity. They know they top tier. They know this the city to be from. Like I've never seen so much pride from a city. So it's like for us to have a winning NFL team, oh my God. I feel like you couldn't tell us, you already can't tell us nothing anyway. Yeah. But once that happens,
oh my God.
Y'all better watch out for Detroit. Everybody's going to be trying to come here. Everybody's going to try to move here.
Winning the Super Bowl would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
I wonder if the game would be here or like in the state of the team that they're playing against.
I don't know.
But I know if we're in it, we're going.
We're going.
If the Lions make it to the Super Bowl, you might see a live podcast there. Okay, Reggie, don't forget we said this. You may see a little bit of clips live from us talking about what's going on in the game.
We're going. We're dragging Kayla with us too.
Yes, we are.
We're going. Okay. I think you asked me earlier. Have you ever talked to a Lions? You asked me that.
I did. I asked her, has she ever like talked to like an athlete or anybody on the Lions team or the Pistons team, because we're from the city of Detroit.
Yeah.
And I don't think I got a clear answer.
And I'm going to tell you what the answer is. Maybe 1, 2, or 3. Maybe a couple. And I'm going to tell you what, like, you know, before and after being a winning team, and I just feel like, you know, no Lions slander will be tolerated. So I'll just go ahead and leave it there. We're a fine team, a swell team, and yes, I've dabbled. And I'll leave it there.
Well, that's good to know. Listen, the Lions are on fire, ladies.
Yeah.
A lot of them may be single. If
Yes.
you are a Detroiter and you're single and you're hanging out in the Detroit area, this is the time to maybe try to get you, a player.
They need a Detroit women.
They
I have
need a
heard.
Detroit woman.
My mother taught me this. Now keep in mind, my mother is 65. Okay, she's had a lot of wisdom. And let me tell you something. She sat up here and she told me that Detroit has the finest women. So, ladies, please make your statement. And Reggie is over there shaking his head like he knows exactly what we're
Shout out
talking
to
about.
production.
Reggie, we love you. Visuals by Reggie G. We appreciate you.
Period.
But we do want to say that that is nothing but the truth. And so, ladies, really put your stake in and get seen. Go to these games and really put yourself out there.
Absolutely. And another thing I heard that I recently ran into on TikTok was a video of a young lady saying that when you go into the airport, there's specific bars and stuff for like people that have like Delta Sky Miles or like hotels. There's specific bars that you can go to that are pretty much private in the airport where you can run into these caliber of men and they like to see you when they come to the door. So don't forget about that. We're rooting for you.
Woo!
Go
Okay.
ladies, go
So
Lions.
try that as ladies. Speaking of rooting for you, okay, that leads me to kind of think about business.
Okay.
All right, being that we always are really rooting for and uplifting each other in our businesses.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to kind of maybe touch on the ups and the downs and the realisticness of being in business, because being that we both have been in business, like business owners for at least 7 years?
Yeah.
At least.
Let's
talk about it. What are some of the pros and cons of being in the field that we're in, and what are
You know what? If I'm being honest, so I get scam likely calls a lot. I don't know why, because I promise you, in my mind, I don't apply it to prep. Okay, so usually when you apply this stuff online, that's when they get your number, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I got a call, I would say like 6 weeks ago. And it was a scam likely call that kind of caught my attention, right? Because his exact words was like, hey, my name is Trevor. I'm with Buy Biz for Biz. And we like to buy and purchase established businesses. All you have to do is be open. Your business had to have been open for at least a year and a half to 2 years and has generated over $200K within 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll buy you out double to triple that price, guaranteed, right? And usually when I get scam like we call, I hang up immediately.
I've never heard of this scam. Would they please call me?
Okay, immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, so when this guy called me, he said it so quick and fast. When I said he's trained, because I thought I talk fast.
Yeah.
That nigga talks a mile per second, not a minute.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard him say, we'll buy your business, for triple the price that you sell per year, I was like, repeat that again?
Say it clearly.
Huh? Because the economy here in Detroit, I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's so wish-washy and inconsistent.
Can I also cut in really quick?
Absolutely.
The ladies also, I feel like in Detroit there's a huge plant culture. Like there's a huge plant culture, and it's like the ladies, they get paid very well. You know what I'm saying? In the plant.
Yeah.
And with the plants and stuff being shut down, I feel like that affects everything. That affects
Oh
us
my
too.
God, it really,
Everything laid off.
really does. It really does. The big three sucks because they're being very inconsistent and paying and keeping employees. So it's really messing with the small businesses, especially the small beauty business.
Say that shit. It is. This year, I don't even want to talk about it.
I don't.
But
we have to.
We have to.
Because nobody's gonna talk about it, right?
Everybody's
the
the
best year ever. It's the best year ever, and it's a lie.
It's a lie.
And-
It's a
and-
bald-faced lie.
And let me tell you something. I have never in my, I'm gonna have to say 10 plus years of entrepreneurship, even thought about selling any entity of mine
Say that
or
shit.
brand. Okay.
Excuse my
But
French.
this year has been so trying that I was not opposed to it. I sat on the phone with that man for 28 minutes. Listen, I'm sorry, my friends. I know a lot of you watch and keep up with the podcast. I'm forever grateful for that.
Yes.
Hence, I'm trying a new investment, something different to make more money. So that type of thing doesn't have to be put on the table. But baby, when I tell you it was put on the table and it's still put on the table, I'm actually waiting on the offer at this time that we speak. I don't think I'm gonna actually take it. But when it comes to anything over $250,000 cash, I'm all ears, baby, at this time. Because the inconsistency is so draining and stressful that you have no choice but to listen. Because sometimes you don't know what your next week is going to be. You don't know what that next week is going to be. And one thing about those bills, they come like clockwork. But the clients don't. So, Andrea, I'm on you. What are you feeling about this season of business and entrepreneurship?
I have never seen a year like this.
And
I just want to really clearly say that. I feel like, I don't know if it's because people aren't working. I don't know if it's because the beauty
y'all need to get back to work.
It's oversaturated with so many people. See, I feel like let me say this. I'm going to go ahead and say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I personally feel like with TikTok and Instagram and everybody trying to show just anything and everything, this used to be, I don't want to say like a secret society, but like you would have to go to school, you have to get licensed, you have to learn all of these things, and then you get into the field. Now everything is just so commonplace that everybody feels like they can do anything. Your clients are allured to go to different places because it's a cheaper price. So they go and they try these things, and then and then people aren't working. I just personally feel like this is a very interesting time. I personally, if we're going back and reverting back to Thanksgiving, and before Thanksgiving, maybe the week before Thanksgiving, I was not completely booked. That is the first time that has happened in the entire time that I've been vocal about doing brows. I said, oh my God. I was thankful that the week of Thanksgiving, it ended up filling up, but it was very scary at first. I said, this is something that I've never seen, and it is time to make a pivot. So I understand with what you're saying about being allured by the thought of maybe like trying something different. I know that if that man calls me, the same eager ears will be listening.
I'm going to forward her number email because she deserves to know what they feel like her business
When I tell you, because
Okay.
it's stressful. It's stressful having employees. It's stressful trying to goddamn keep your clientele happy when it's more than just your pure talent. They want you to pull something out of your ass that I don't even know exists.
Okay, and she's not lying. Let me tell you something. My income is everything to me. All right, so how dare me sell it to anybody to get a lump sum of money and go on? But I tell you one thing, baby, I was all ears when that scam like you call came through. Okay, and I tell you, it wasn't no scam. I looked them up on Google. I looked them up on Yelp. I found them mother suckers everywhere. They exist. They were on Forbes, Wall Street, whatever you can think of. Okay? They got some stock you can invest in. So the company that buys businesses, it's real. It's really, really real. And it has been so trying this year that I sat on the phone with that man 28 minutes. I usually don't got 28 minutes, especially not for a stranger. I sat on the phone with that man almost 30 minutes. Listen, you would have thought I would have wanted to call the end. That man couldn't get me off the phone. Okay.
And it's just the reality.
I asked him, how quick would the wire go through?
All of the beauty field is like, no matter what anybody tries to say, we're all experiencing the same thing at this time. I guarantee
don't let these people
if you have a candid conversation with somebody in the field, it's like things are a little bit different. It might not be like the same levels, but things are different for everybody. I am hoping, and I pray that I'm not saying the wrong thing here. And please forgive me if I am.
No, absolutely.
Okay, so I am praying that maybe with this new result from our election, that maybe different things will happen. The only reason I say that is because it is a difference when the parties shift, whether it's from Democrat to Republican or Republican to Democrat.
Absolutely.
Things change. So we are hoping for a very positive change. And it's not saying that it's just because of a said individual, but it's just saying that we're hoping for a change no matter who it may be.
And listen, I have always been more so on the Democratic side. I've never really been a Republican, simply because that's just how I was raised. All right. But being an entrepreneur, sometimes you have to explore other avenues, like tax breaks and stuff like that. And when I tell you that, I would say last year my business did like $320,000 in sales. You would think that I made $320,000. Absolutely not. Payroll cost me $130,000. Taxes cost me an additional $48,000. So with that being said, I still made little over $100,000 out of 330. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, I could have easily been a six-figure girl times 3, but I was just still a six-figure girl. And I worked just as hard, or in my opinion, really way harder than people who, just work for a company and get paid the same amount as me. However, I'm building a business. So sometimes, depending on who's in office, who is in the Congress and making decisions on tax breaks and small businesses and all these different things that we don't really even know about. Yeah. Sometimes in my personal opinion and business opinion, it does matter and it does help for the people who are really making the world go round. And I don't care what nobody say, small businesses make the world go round.
1,000%.
So, and the government knows this. That's where there's always a tax break for us, there's always a grant, there's always some type of small business loan, because they know who they need to keep above water to survive themselves. So let's just be clear about that. But this is a trying year.
This is a trying year, and I'm being honest with you. And the way I personally feel is, I, for the past few years, have been, I want to speak to the people that are feeling like it's time to do something different, but you're scared. Like, I feel like I've been doing brows for the past 12 years on my own, like in my own establishment, doing my own thing, at least 7 years in the same place. And I just personally feel like it is time to just do something different. I feel like I am very interested in advancing and doing something different and just evolving into like a new space. I feel like, honestly, with the beauty industry, with what's going on in the industry right now, I feel like, I know you said like a no for that, but I do feel like, and I also want to say, oversaturation does not dictate your place in things, but at the same time, I just feel like it changes a few things. And I'm just ready. I've been feeling like this for the past few years, that I want something different, that I want to evolve a little bit in things, as well as being a little bit discouraged in team building. I was trying to really like focus on building a team. I've always been like a solo worker, as I said previously in other episodes, but like, it's interesting, and I just feel like with everything going on, like, I don't know where my heart is anymore in it. Like, I kind of feel like
it almost steals your joy and passion.
Because this is like our blood, sweat, tears. Yeah. Everything's riding on this. Yeah. It's like people don't really always like take the time to really acknowledge that like everything is riding on this.
When you're an entrepreneur, you have to understand, we get up the same 300 days of the year as you guys, the same 52 weeks as you guys. But guess what? There's no schedule made for us. There's no employer telling us what time and what days we need to be there. When we get up and we service you, it's all willpower. It's all because we want to. It's all because we feel like we have to. It's all because we are depending on that income to stay afloat.
Yes.
So, you know, to me, we can't get in trouble. There's no write-up. There's no suspension. Your check is gonna be short this week because, you know, they took you off the schedule for a few days to prove a point. There's no getting sick comfortably. Do you understand? There's no getting sick comfortably. There's no taking a mental health day. You understand what I'm saying? We are servicing you guys when we just came out of the worst argument with our men, the worst of the worst argument with our mothers. We are servicing you guys when we just got a bill the night before through our email saying that there's a shut off in 3 days. You know, this is, I can't speak for any other entrepreneurs, but if they're being real, they can relate to this. We are servicing you guys when the mortgage is due in 2 days, but we only have 4 people scheduled. Do you understand what I'm saying? We are servicing you guys when the thick is really thick and nobody's telling us we have to, and we can really stay at home and stop and cry and be, you know, babies about it. But we're not. We're not.
You know what that means?
What that means?
So be fucking nice.
Be nice.
Be nice or else. Because let me tell you something. We give so much and we appreciate our clients so much, but at the same time, it's like we're not only hairstylists, estheticians, cosmetologists. We are therapists. We are friends. We are family. We are so many different things under this one umbrella that you guys are able to pull and utilize from us. Yeah. We alchemize energy. You know what I'm saying? We do all these different things. You come to us with these bad situations and we uplift you. So please, if nothing else, be kind to your service providers. You know what I'm saying?
We need it too.
Right? Be respectful of our policies. We were just talking earlier about how we got, I came to Dominique and I was like, yo, I just got this bad review on Google earlier today. I ain't never serviced this heifer a day of my life. And not to call her a heifer, but she's a heifer. She's a heifer. You mean to tell me that you're going to go on there? I looked at her name throughout my entire system of Brown Guys.
She's never booked me.
She's never booked with me and left me a 3-star review, which damaged and brought down my 4.9. Of course, somebody else said something bad too, but for the majority, we get good responses. So when I saw that, I was just a little bit perturbed. And I'm like, nah, this heifer, and it's like we're all small businesses just really trying to like make it and do the best we can and feed our families. Yeah. If you have an issue, say it then. It can be corrected. We are more than fair people. We will provide you with maybe a complimentary service.
Absolutely.
But like, just be fair.
That's easy.
Yeah.
We live off of this for you to go on a broad, big worldwide website to lie, just to get your way, or because you were having like a temper tantrum. I don't really know. It's very weird and it's very displeasing to people who work hard year round to service people and beautify people. Mm-hmm. And another thing that I want to bring up too is to the employee. I have quite a few employees, on my roster, and I don't mean this like directly to anybody, but like I said, this season, this is self-care for me. This is like therapy for me. I'm not holding back. I'm not biting my tongue quick for all I care. That's just really what I have to say. Like, I'm not even playing. There are times in my shop where I have employees, or even all of them, if I'm being very clear, who sometimes they don't have an appointment book, not one. Okay. And sometimes we rely on walk-ins. When I say we, because I'm very much so a team player, they rely on the walk-ins, the employees, and then me as the employer, we rely on the walk-ins. Okay. Sometimes you employees, you are very ungrateful.
And lazy.
You're very ungrateful and you're very lazy. And you expect a lot to come to you with no work put in.
Not a freaking morsel of energy put in.
All you have to get up, all you have to do, is get up, come into the building and sit down, and you're able to take walk-ins, especially at my spot. We're 3 years established, and we get every single day that we're open, we are getting walk-ins. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying walk-ins, because sometimes I have 6, 7 ladies on schedule, and everybody is able to service at least 1 to 7 people. Let's just be realistic here. And sometimes, with no appointments being booked, and we're just relying on these few walk-ins, because the economy is very shitty. You guys can be very nasty to the employer, who sometimes have to go in their personal bank to make sure that you're paid properly.
To promote.
To pay for marketing. To make sure the bills are paid. Because those few walk-ins that you took that you did not bring to the table.
You need electricity to be able to service them.
Were not enough to make sure that everything functioned throughout the month. So sometimes the ungratefulness sometimes is not also outside of the house. It's in-house. And as employees, and I'm not just speaking for small businesses and corporate businesses, stop giving out 7 packets of fucking ketchup and hot sauce because you're not buying them. Give 2 or 3. Like, the employees sometimes could really ruin and damper a business as well. And when a review is given, it's given towards the brand, and nobody considers the actual employee that serviced that person.
1,000.
And it looks crazy to the business owner and the brand. And when that employee goes and never comes back, it's still on you.
The brand.
So you employees, you've never been a business owner. It would not kill you to take a second and be a little bit more considerate of the person in charge of everybody that falls up under, including all the bills.
It makes me never want to be responsible for another grown.
No wonder I never wanted any more kids.
I don't exactly. I'm gonna tell you this. I 1,000% agree with that. I don't. I'm gonna keep it like this. I remember getting into this business and working my ass off. Yeah. I mean, I worked every day. I worked holidays.
Nobody gave you
anything. Nobody gave me a dime, a dollar, nothing like that. I did get taught something from Chevelle. Oh, and I do want to give very much, Chevelle Downs, I love you and I appreciate you because you taught me a lot about being a woman as well as navigating this industry. Yeah. But I do want to say that it was a different level of hunger between us.
Yes.
And these employees don't have the same hunger.
They don't.
I don't like the fact that you can have somebody knowing that they're coming to the shop and they don't have anybody booked. And they have a network of people that they reach and they touch, and none of the people that they reach or they touch is coming in to get serviced by them. Mm-hmm. They're not working they're not doing anything proactive on their end to make sure that clients come in. It's not just on us. We can only do so much.
They'll know that, and then they'll still open their mouth
and say, "Well, it's no."
And complain to you. It's slow.
What are you doing?
How many appointments did you book this week?
When did you go and pass your not your cards out, because I know that's an outdated type of thing, but when did you go out and network?
Who made it outdated? The lazy people made it outdated.
Hello. When did you go out and network? When did you go out and rub elbows with people? You've done nothing. When have you offered a
How often do you go live? How often are you making reels? How often are you doing what is trending and what is required to build a clientele. Never.
It's never. But
It's
you're looking
never.
at us as if we're not doing our just do, but we're sitting here, we're booked all day. We're
Yeah.
working our asses off. We're in this bitch. I literally over Thanksgiving saw maybe 34 people in a day. 36 people in a day. That means every 15 minutes, 36 people. And you didn't tell me? Girl.
They want everything handed to them. So
Titty
what
fat.
I learned from
Excuse
some of
my
my
French, but
employees
breast
is
fat.
that if I can provide them 6 to 7 walk-ins a day year round, they're happy with that. But the moment the universe is not allowing me to provide that for them, oh, I'm a shitty business owner. I'm the problem. I'm the reason that their bills is behind. I'm the reason that their car note is not being paid on time. But these people are not doing anything to contribute.
No, not at all. And I think it's so crazy. And I just want to end the statement here.
Yeah.
People are so quick to jump ship to.
Oh
I
yeah.
did an entire photo shoot for my
Girl.
business and did everything like that. And
Yeah.
somebody decided to jump ship
Oh,
right
yeah,
after
I had
I
that
dropped
happen.
that. Right after I dropped the promotion. I could not believe it. I
Oh,
said,
yeah.
oh my God. And
Yeah.
granted, it was circumstance outside of things, but it's still like,
Oh,
at the end of the day, nothing mattered. We got to it. It could have
Yeah.
been kids were sick, people died. It didn't matter because at the end of the day, we knew we had to get to it. We knew we had things relying on it, and we had a dream.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
I definitely experienced that. But you know what? I have been doing this for so long
You have.
on the employee side.
You have. I have not. You have.
That I learned that like when people jump ship, they quit or they move on to do their other thing. It's never personal. I had to realize that. Okay, and 9 times out of 10, even if they never admit it, and you guys know who I'm talking to. Let's not play crazy. They are always longing and dying to come back.
1000%. At some point, everybody returns, whether that's a relationship, a lover,
And it's not even being funny. It's just like no matter what, it's always that dynamic. And it's like it's nothing you can do. They're battling personal things, and it's never your fault. You've done all you could do for them.
1000%.
You've done all when you're providing a roof, a station, a chair,
Training.
all the
All
supplies,
that stuff.
and customers for when they are not booked.
Please.
And that's not
What
enough.
do?
I don't know when more you
And I really want.
And you're paying your taxes. I'm sorry, and you're paying their taxes for them. In my business, I pay their taxes for them in moderation. I can 1099 everybody, but the only reason not 1099 having W-2. Let me make this clear too, because I feel like a lot of my employees previously didn't understand this. But let me clear it up if you're watching. When you W-2 somebody, that's not helping me. I still have to pay my quarterly taxes. That is helping you. If I 1099 you, you're not paying taxes. You have to go back and either pay your taxes quarterly or set up something with the IRS at the end of the year. You end up owing, or your taxes end up being smashed. So one thing I will say is that it's doing you a favor. I had the option when I was sitting with my accountant and the people that were mentoring me when I was going into a business like the one I have now at the nail salon, and they were like, listen, it's best a W-2. Your employees are, I can't get a tax break for you being a W-2. I can't get a special loan, anything like that. It's to literally make sure your taxes are paid at the same time as mine. So I say all that to say, like, it's a team effort when running a business.
Yeah.
If you're an employee and you're an employer, there needs to be equal responsibility. And when there's not, the employees, in my opinion, becomes a liability and not an asset. And when you're dealing with a lot of liabilities, it's always going to be stressful, and it's always going to be turmoil.
And it's not
So,
worth your time.
It's not.
So I think we're wrapping all of this up
Yeah.
saying that although business, we can make it look good, we can make it look glamorous, we can make it. We just wanted to come be transparent
With a clean heart.
clean heart, and we wanted to really just kind of get that off our chest.
Yeah, business is
Yeah.
hard. It can be challenging sometimes. Thank you for watching. We absolutely love you guys. We adore you guys. Stay tuned. Episode 4 coming very soon. My name is Dominique,
And I'm Andrea.
and this is On Demand. Hey ladies, it's your girl Dominique, and I just wanted to let you know that this episode was sponsored by Trap House Nails. Visit us at 3264 West Davidson in Detroit, Michigan. Trap House Nails is the place to go for all your manicure, acrylic, and pedicure needs. Love you.